Welcome to episode number 23 of the Road to 2K19 series, everybody. I got traded on draft day last episode, and it's time to find out which team traded for me. And little did I know I'd be starting my NBA career in the same city I ended my college career. I got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans here. You guys might remember we defeated Michigan State in the Final Four down here. But I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself right now because there's still one more stop I have to make before I come down here to New Orleans. That is, if I can even make the team, and I'll be finding out if I can make the squad in a different city, one that we've never been to here on the Road to 2K19 series. And I've got one question for you guys. Have you guys ever traveled out west to Vegas? Here we go. Welcome to Las Vegas, everybody, where NBA hopefuls have one final chance to try to make an NBA roster. The Pelicans have flown me out here to be a part of their NBA Summer League team to try to make that final cut, and honestly, I can't even blame them. I didn't think I was going to be in this situation a couple months ago, judging by how my college career finished out, but I was a late pick, probably due to my lack of height, my lackadaisical three-point shot, and how I'm not the most gifted athlete in the world. So here I am, trying to make an NBA roster. Definitely sucks how I can't play with Deshaun. You know, I thought I was going to be drafted by the Mavericks. I thought I was going to team up with him just like at Texas, but, you know, this is a business at the end of the day, and just like the Mavericks GM said, and, you know, and because it's a business and because this is the Road to 2K19 series, let's have a little criteria I have to meet to make the roster. For however long that we're in the Summer League playoffs, and we're guaranteed 3 games, by the way, however long we're in it, whether it's 3, 4, 5 games, I have to average a double-double. I have to put up at least 10 points and 10 assists in each game to make the roster, and if I don't, I'll be cut, and I'll probably have to start my way through the GLeague, and that's something we don't want to do, but immediately, I already get on the board with a jump shot, pull-up in my defender's face. I definitely got to apologize for the little hiatus I've been on for the last month and a half and some change. I get my first assists right there inside. But yeah, I've had so much bad luck. I got injured in basketball. So that definitely kept me mentally out of it for a couple weeks. Definitely pretty upset about that. And then I got really sick immediately after that. And that lasted a pretty long time as I knocked down the 3 in the last possession. And then to make things even worse, right when I started to get back healthy again, that's when my video editing app started to completely crash on me every time I try to open it. And it took me a while to finally find another one that was sufficient enough. But hey, at the end of the day, if you guys remain patient, I'm going to be back here for a while. So I'm glad to be back. And you see that spin layup? My matchup this game is Derek White. And I'm already having a great first quarter on him. Derek White has some NBA experience, but it's pretty evident just by my play here in the first quarter that I'm not scared, as you see that lob. Nice job by my teammate flushing it down too. Nasty with the reverse. But yeah, like I was saying, already 7 points and 4 assists here in the first quarter. Make that 5 assists. I'm already halfway to what I need to make the team. As you see Theo Pinson knocking down that 3-pointer. You guys remember him in college. He played at the University of North Carolina. Now I'm driving inside to Kostas Antetokounmpo, the younger brother of the Greek Freak. He played his college days at Dayton, and definitely remember Antetokounmpo's name because he was a big help for me in getting my assists that I needed. Now we're in the second quarter, and this is already a blowout. We're taking it to the Spurs Summer League team, and Derek White, even though he's got some NBA experience, and he's a serviceable NBA player too. He's no joke. You know, he's still a great ball player. I still have 9 points and 8 assists. I've already met my credentials here in the first half of play to make the team, or to survive, I should say. I'll have to average a double-double for all the games that I'm in to make the team. Now, Jerron Blossom game, the former Clemson Tiger, he knocks down a 3. And the lead continues to swell as it's 26 at this point. Baseline jump shot, no good. Sergio O'Neal, one of my teammates here in the Summer League, I pump fake, and I give it right back to Neal as he puts in a tough layup. And boom, just like that, I've already clinched my spot for another game. 11 points, 10 assists here in the first half of play as the second half gets underway. As I force a turnover there too. I'm not just doing things in the stat sheet. I'm doing little things like that. I deflect the pass. Lonnie Walker has to dive out of bounds for it, aka basically forcing a turnover. A familiar face is Lonnie Walker, as I not only played him here in the Summer League, but I also matched up against him and with him back in the draft combine a couple months ago. I get the foul on him though. He doesn't slide his feet fast enough, and I beat him to the spot, and I'll make 2 of 2. I still have not missed a free throw between the Summer League and the draft combine, so in my very brief professional career, no missed free throws. As I find Antetokounmpo for another assist, 15 and 12 before the third quarter can conclude, and I get some rest here in the fourth, come back in garbage time as I move it up to Pinson as he takes the pull-up 15-footer, and the lead has extended past the 30-point threshold now. I started playing some off guard at this point as Frank Jackson came into the game, and I move without the ball, just doing the two guards job, even though you guys know I'm a true point. Moving on though, we got a game to conclude here, as one of the main reasons we've been so dominant is our work on the glass, as even I get on the stat sheet for a rebound there. 17, 13, and 1 as I take it all the way, but a smart play there is my man was riding my hip the entire way up the court, so I just stop on a dime, create plenty of space, and I'm open for that jump shot. Another nice pass inside. This time it is Chris Boucher. He played his college days at Oregon, if you guys remember him, the athletic raw wing, trying to make an NBA roster here as well. The blowout of the Spurs continue as I'm open for 3. I've made 1 earlier, but I don't decide to shoot this one. Instead, I just run a pick and roll as Chris McCullough, the former Brooklyn Net, flushes it down with one hand. And that would be all she wrote in this game, everyone. A definite exclamation point on the beginning of hopefully a long career. That is, if I can make the team. If you're like me and you're on the borderline of cuts right now, especially in a career like basketball, you gotta put it out there on the court, and that's exactly what I did, leading all scorers and assisting for either team in this matchup. I need to do a little bit better on creating turnovers, but honestly, with how I held Derek White, that really doesn't matter. I held Derek White, a guy with NBA experience, to 0 points on 0 of 7 shooting. And, I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that. So, moving on to the next game, we have the Pelicans against the Washington Wizards. And honestly, once again, my matchup is another guy with NBA experience, Malcolm Delaney. He's been in the league for a couple years now. He's got a similar play style to Derek White, except he's probably a little bit better in scoring. As you see, I drive past him on the baseline, and this time my first points in this matchup coming on a floater. Good stop on the defense under the floor. They took a long ball to me, and I give it to Kostas Antetokounmpo, who hits the jump shot from the free throw line. If I can make the team, I hope Antetokounmpo will be joining me because he was key for me in this one. As I put it in now to Deontay Davis. For a Summer League team, we're pretty stacked, as Deontay Davis gets the flush to go, 2 early assists now in this one. We try pick and roll, doesn't work, so I have to isolate quickly on Malcolm Delaney. I flick it up with the shot clock winding down. That's how you know I'm out here proving myself, because whenever I get those shots to fall, I'm just so hard to guard, even without a 3-point shot. Now the Wizards try a high pick roll of their own. Good defense in there by Davis. Sergio O'Neal with the rebound. As he gives it up to me, a quick dish inside. Back-to-back flushes for Deontay Davis, as my 2 last assists have gone to him inside. Me and Davis attempt to pick and pop here, but you see he's hot. You see that badge underneath him, so that means that I can take it one-on-one because he was covered, and that allows me to have plenty of space to put up another floater. And you see I grab a steal in the passing lane. Look at the behind-the-back pass to Sergio O'Neal. That was with my left hand as well. Oohs and ahs rained from the crowd after that pass here at the Thomas Mack Center. This is where UNLV men's basketball played their home games, and there's the crowd. I want to make sure they get their money's worth in this one as I cut to the basket, but unfortunately I force a pass outside the paint. I haven't talked about it much this game, but this is finally a good place to talk about it. Yeah, see, 4 fouls here in the first half. I try to come back, make a hustle play after turning over the ball, but instead I just shoot myself in the foot, as if I can't finish with a double-double, whether I foul out or not, that criteria still stands, as I'm only at 6 points and 4 assists here early on in the second half. You see, I'm starting to pick up Malcolm Delaney a little bit farther out now here at the half-court line, as I gotta make up for lost time. That one rims out. I finally get a good contest on him. Up the floor, here comes Troy Williams, who dishes it up to me. Have a pull-up mid-range that was easy. Make that a 20-point lead as well. So the score is not an issue. Winning the game has not been a factor in either of my contests so far here in the Summer League. It's been pretty easy going. Our team has played so well together. It's just I need my stats, especially assists right now. And guess who it is? It's Deontay Davis. He's been key this game for me. Getting pressured out high by the big man. I want the isolation, but instead I get a screen. I say, hey, I'll make that work too. All the way, take some contact high off the glass. I've already got my points, but look at that. I've been held assistless for the last 6 or 7 minutes or so. They're trying a lob, no good. I'm the first one up the floor. I don't need points, but hey, I got to make sure we secure that win too. So the lead is now up to 16. Dwindle it back down to 14 a little bit, and the best time to run in 2K, the best time to run in transition, you guys already know. It's after a missed free throw. As I throw it to the cutting onto the Kumpo down the baseline, as he's been helping me out too. It's him and Deontay Davis that have really been having my back in this one whenever I need it most. Here comes Tyler Ennis. He gives it to me inside, quick to onto the Kumpo. And just like that, I'm starting to pace a little bit better now. I just need 3 more assists as Wade Baldwin tries the 3. No good. The lead stays at 16. Troy Williams up to me as I dish it inside. Look at onto the Kumpo. That one rattles in. What did I say? It took him a little bit, but onto the Kumpo is finally starting to make his presence felt as he's had my back in this one. Now I do a high pick and roll with Costas, and the lane's open for me, but I draw 2 defenders, which means onto the Kumpo was wide open, and he gets the N1, dapping me up as well. Definitely hope he makes the team because in this game especially, he had a great summer league, and he's a great athlete, just like his brother, except, you know, of course, no one, I mean, Giannis is just on a different level than most of the league, but Costas has a chance. He has the potential to be a serviceable NBA player. As once again, I get a lane from a nice screen from Costas as I float that one in there. 14 points, 9 assists, 4 and some change left. Dwindle that down to 3 minutes left. As Delaney is bumping me, he's holding my hip. So I call for a screen. Deontay Davis to save my spot on the roster, and he gets the layup to go. How about a big round of applause for Deontay Davis and Costas Antetokounmpo as I clinch another game and another chance to be on the roster with about 3 minutes left to spare. But I'm not done yet though. 16 points, 10 assists. I need more assists down the lane onto the Kumpo. Now I'm at 11 now. I want more stats. I'm not done just yet. This game's out of reach, so I still want to put on a show with some time left here at the end of this ball game. As I'm pressuring Malcolm Delaney, I have been ever since I needed to make up for lost time. Another stop on D. First one up the floor. I got 2 guys to beat, so I just step back, pop it, ba-ba. My second made 3 here in the Summer League, as I made one in the first game as well. So I'm showing off the range a little bit. I can show, I'm showing that I can at least make it whenever I get the chance, as it's a 99-84 ball game at the conclusion of this one. There was a little bit of drama in this one. You know, it wasn't as easygoing and as quick and painless as the first game, but at the end of the day, I still get it done. 19-11, but look at that, 7 turnovers, as I was really trying to force passes in there to make sure I had enough assists to meet the standards that the Pelicans set for me to try to make the team. So everyone in this Summer League circuit was guaranteed 3 games, and this is going to be our 3rd right here. So if we lose this, we're done. We're facing the Charlotte Hornets, and my matchup is another tough one, Devontae Graham. He played at Kansas last year. He's also another incoming rookie. He's quick, has good handles, and has good court vision. And they also have guys like Ju Chi that we got to go up against, guys like Miles Bridges. So this is probably the toughest Summer League team that we've played so far, as I already have an assist and a rebound to show for it. A rebound, assist, how about a steal too? I dive on the floor for the loose change. I couldn't corral it, but at the same time I get right back up and I sprint down the floor as I don't want to waste this possession. I want to get a basket out of it, and that's just what I do, creating some points off turnovers there. It should have been an and 1, but I'll take it anyway. Now it's Malik Monk trying an outside jump shot, no good. Big rebound by Deontay Davis. 1-on-1, me and Devontae Graham going at it here early as he fouls me hard on the layup. And let's see if I can continue my a perfect streak of free throws here in my very brief NBA career. Both go in this opportunity as well. So 4 early points for me as me and Devontae Graham continue to go at it as I'm picking him up at the half-court line. And look at that, another early steal. Inside is Sergio Neal as he flushes it down with a tomahawk jam. 12-6 ball game here early. But unfortunately, our offense was a little bit more flaccid than normal whenever I was off the court, not as efficient. As we find ourselves down here early second quarter, as I throw it up to Jerron Blossom game with the 15-foot jump shot that goes. That's 3 assists as I'm pacing decently well so far here, trying to meet that 10-point, 10-assist criteria that they set me for. Theo Pinson up top, he hands it off to me. I drive baseline, put the moves on Graham, dish it into Giannis' younger brother as he finishes with the two-handed layup. 4 points, 4 assists. I'm right just where I want to be here, as I just need one more basket, one more assist to be pacing perfectly, as now I get a chance to shoot outside a little bit as well. With a foot on the line, I get that one to go. Nice pass by my teammate. The lead's now down to 7, make that 5. As you see, I'm hot on defense. I've been locking up Graham pretty well, but right when I say that, he gets that 3 to fall. Coming up the other side of the court, though, I'm trying to answer back. Quick crossover. I spin. Graham's all up on me. Instead, I put it in the Jerron Blossom game. Lucky that pass wasn't stolen. And Blossom game makes his defender pay for missing that steal. Graham has 8 points and 6 assists at the half, but I've been limiting him to not very good shooting numbers, as I put up 6 points and 6 assists myself. But as you can see here, another key stop for our defense. It's just our offense hasn't been the best, and I definitely have to have some accountability there. As the point guard, I have to make sure our offense runs better than it has been so far, but I do get a layup there to fall. Here comes Miles Bridges as he gives it to Graham as he gets me jumping there, but good recovery defense by Theo Pinson. But unfortunately, I do get subbed out when I come back in. We're still down by 5. But immediately when I hit the scorer's bench, I was already licking my chops because I see this backup point guard in the game. You guys already know that's easy money with the steal. Playing the passing lane, and I throw the lob up to Chris McCullough as he punishes the rim there. Way to finish that, as I only have 8 points, but I do have 7 assists. Make that 8 assists that Jerron Blossom game can finish with the floater, and he does. So we're clawing our way back into this game slowly, as it's only to 7 now. Devontae Graham trying to cover me as now I'm getting doubled. Malachi Richardson open for 3, the Syracuse native, as he makes good on that outside jump shot. The lead is to 4 now. Inside, Theo Pinson back out to me as I put the double move on my matchup, which would be Miles Bridges. He's athletic though, so he keeps up with me, but somehow, some way, I find a sliver of space to fit that pass into Sergio Neal. 8:30 now left. Charlotte's doing a great job keeping us on our heels as we just cannot keep up with them. The good news though is I'm at 8 points already, and I almost get the and one to go, but I don't. But on the brighter side of things, if I can go to the line and hit 2 free throws, I might have just punched my ticket to the NBA. First one goes. Second one, rims in. I clinch my roster spot on the New Orleans Pelicans, guys. 10 points, 10 assists in this game. I've had 10 points, 10 assists at least in each of my 3 games here in the Summer League, and that means I met the criteria, but I would not be done yet. I still need to try to carry us to a win here, as that jump shot would be no good. We continue to get stops, but just our offense keeps falling short. Up the court to Theo Pinson. He puts that one in. 11 assists for me on the game. Time running short, not on our side. We have about 70 seconds left in the ball game. As inside, there is Deontay Davis. I've got 12 apiece. 12 points, 12 assists. But unfortunately, I think we would just have to fall short here. No good from Blossom game. And whose number do we call? Do we call Blossom games? Antetokounmpo's? No, I actually pull it out for the 3. And it goes! Even though I'm tired, I still knock it down. I call my own number. And so we make things a little bit interesting here at the end of the game. But unfortunately, we intentionally foul. They knock down 2 of 2. It'd be just too little, too late for us to get any good shots after that. So my Summer League experience was fun. A little bit nerve-wracking at times. especially in that second game when there was some legitimate chance I wouldn't be able to put up 10 and 10, but I did at the end of the day. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, only 2 turnovers, only 5 of 14 from the floor, as the Devontae Graham was a tough matchup for me in this one. But still, responsible for 40 of our team's points. Honestly, overall, this might have been my most well-rounded game. Maybe not my best, but probably my most well-rounded game of the summer circuit. But let's change it up to the brighter side of things. Let's look at some good news as the Celtics win the Summer League. Look at me. Look at my name up there with other NBA players. Yes, I'm going to start my NBA career or my professional career at the NBA level, which is, of course, exactly where we wanted to be. It was a little bit of a checkered path getting here, but at the end of the day, I will be starting at the NBA level. And let's take a look at my future teammates. Of course, these Pelicans don't have Boogie Cousins anymore, but they do have an interesting group of guys. There's been a lot of stir in the recent off seasons of Anthony Davis potentially moving on. So that's one thing I have to do. I have to try to convince Anthony Davis to stay. Well, thank you for joining me here on the Road to 2K19 series. I'm glad to be back, everybody. The next episode will be my NBA debut.